Good morning, dear students. Today, let us discuss the next topic in the lesson classification of the elements. Let us recollect what we learned in the previous class. We have seen that the classification of elements, how the total 118 elements are categorized into metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Let us recollect. If we observe the periodic table, the total SPDF blocks, all the 118 elements are categorized into 4 blocks. Those are SPDF blocks. We have seen that the one stair step like structure it is there in P block elements. From that stair step, left side of the stair step, all those elements are categorized as metals and right side of the stair step are non-metals. Whereas if we talk about these SPDF blocks, complete S block, those are metals, and complete D block are metals. Whereas coming to P block elements, all the three categories like metals, non-metals and metalloids present in the P block. Whereas F block is the internal part in the D block. So all the F block elements also categorized as metals. Whereas coming to the properties of metalloids, we have seen that these metalloids are in between metals and non-metals. Same like metalloids properties also. They exhibit the properties, the two metals and both non-metallic properties. Just like metals, they look like metals but not hard enough like metals. So they are very brittle, just like non-metals. And we have seen the periodic properties. We have discussed about few periodic properties of elements like valency, ionization energy, atomic radius and electropositivity and electronegativity, metallic and non-metallic properties. Let us see what is periodic property. Periodic property is the phenomenon in which the repetition of similar properties of elements occurs at atomic number intervals of 2, 8, 8, 18, 32 is called periodicity. And these properties are called periodic properties. We all know that all the 118 elements in the periodic table are arranged based on the increasing order of their atomic numbers. So the elements exhibits similar properties and at particular regular intervals, that is called periodicity, and the properties are called periodic properties. Those properties are valency, atomic radius, ionization energy, electron affinity, electropositivity, electronegativity, metallic and non-metallic properties. These 8 are called periodic properties exhibited by all. Let us see the difference between valence electrons and valency. What are valence electrons? The number of electrons present in the outermost shell are called valence electrons, whereas valency or valence, we can call that valency or valence. Valence is defined as the combining capacity of an atom with respect to hydrogen and oxygen. The combining capacity is nothing but by losing or gaining or sharing of their outermost electrons. The number of electrons present in the outermost shell, these electrons, the atom, they lose or gain or share with other atoms. That is called the valency. What is the need to participate in a chemical reaction? Every element, it tries to possess the stable electronic configuration and then it gets the stability. So every element, it tries to get the stable electronic configuration. Usually if it follows the octet rule, it gets the stable electronic configuration. What is an octet? Octet is nothing but group of 8 electrons occupying a single shell in an atom. For example, we know that in our periodic table, a complete right side of the periodic table, 8th A group it is there. All the 8th A group elements, those are called inert gases. See here, the inert gases helium, neon, argon, krypton and xenon, radon. If we observe the electronic configuration of these elements, helium it is 2, neon 2, 8, argon 2, 8, 8 and krypton 2, 8, 18, 8. Whereas xenon and radon, if we observe the electronic configurations and their outermost shell. The outermost shell, it is filled with 8 electrons. All those inert gases, they are having 8 electrons in their outermost shell. So there is no free electron. So all these inert gases are very stable and they are very least reactive because there is no free electron to participate in the chemical reaction. Likewise, all the elements in our periodic table also, they try to possess this stable electronic configuration. For that reason, they'll try to participate in the chemical reactions to get the stable electronic configuration. For example, here, look at this lithium. What is the electronic configuration of lithium? It is 2, 1. So, it contains 1 valence electron in its outermost shell. So, lithium, it loses 1 electron, means it donates 1 electron and it possesses the helium electronic configuration. Then lithium, it is stabilized. It got the stable electronic configuration. Likewise, sodium also, the atomic number it is 11, the electronic configuration it is 281. We can see that the outermost shell it is containing 1 electron. So, 1 free electron it is there. So, lithium, it donates 1 electron and it possesses the stable electronic configuration. It is very near to neon. So, sodium gets the stable neon configuration. Likewise, potassium, it donates 1 electron and it possesses the argon electronic configuration. And rubidium possesses krypton electronic configuration by losing the outermost shell 1 electron, and cesium also, it donates 1 electron and it possesses the xenon electronic configuration. So, this is nothing but we can call it as valence. Lithium valence it is, so it donates 1 electron to get the stable electronic configuration. So, lithium valence it is 1. So, all the elements in our periodic table, they'll try to follow this octet rule. For this reason, they'll try to participate in the chemical reaction only to get the stable electronic configuration. So, we have seen what is called valency. Valency is nothing but the combining capacity of an atom with respect to hydrogen and oxygen. So, how it combines? By losing or by gaining or by sharing their electrons. The atom combines with another atom. That is called the valency. So, valence of an element with respect to hydrogen is the number of hydrogen atoms with which one atom of that element chemically combines. One atom of sodium combines with one atom of hydrogen to give NaH. The valency of sodium we can call this one as 1. Why? Because there is only one outermost electron. So, number of valence electrons in sodium, what is the atomic number sodium? It is 11. 281 is its electronic configuration. So, it contains only one outermost electron. So, the number of valence electrons it is 1. It donates 1 electron to get the stable electronic configuration. So, the valence of sodium it is 1. So, valence of an element with respect to oxygen, if we see, it is the number of, twice the number of oxygen atoms with which one atom of that element chemically combines. For example, if we see here, one atom of calcium combines with one atom of oxygen to give calcium oxide. So, the valency, what is the valency of calcium here? It requires double the number of oxygen atoms. So, here one atom of oxygen. So, we required 2 atoms of calcium. So, the valency of calcium, it is 2. If we see the electronic configuration of calcium also, the outermost shell contains 2 valence electrons. So, it donates 2 valence electrons. So, the valency of calcium it is 2. Let us see for example, the first A group elements we will see from hydrogen to francium. We know that the group number is nothing but the number of valence electrons. So, first A group, we know how many valence electrons are there in all these elements. 1 valence electron. We have seen the arrangement of elements in groups. Again, let us write the electronic configurations for all the elements. Hydrogen 1s1, lithium 1s2, 2s1, whereas sodium 11 atomic number. So the electronic configuration is 281, potassium 2881, rubidium 281881, cesium 28181881, whereas francium 2818321881. How many valence electrons are there in all these elements from hydrogen to francium? One valence electron it is there. So if we observe here, the hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, all these elements, they'll try to get the electronic configuration, stable electronic configuration by losing their single electron. Then just now we have seen that lithium, it donates one electron to get the stable electronic configuration. So valence of lithium, it is 1 because it is donating one electron to get the stable electronic configuration. Likewise, sodium also the valency is 1, potassium also valency is 1, rubidium also valency is 1, and cesium also the valency is 1, whereas francium also it is having one valency electron in its outer shell and it donates the electron to get the stable electronic configuration. So the valency is 1. See here, valency of first J group, it is 1 only for all the elements. Isn't it same? Yes. So the group number is nothing but the number of valence electrons, and thus the valency of this first J group, it is 1. Similarly, if we observe the valency of second J group, third J group, isn't it same? Let us see. Let us calculate the valency. Just now we have seen the first group, its valency is 1 because all the group elements from hydrogen to francium, they are having a single valence electron. So that outermost shell electrons, it is 1 only for all the group elements. Whereas coming to second group, we know that the electronic configuration, the general electronic configuration of the second group, it is NS2. That means all the second group elements contains number of valence electrons, it is 2. So the valency we can say that 2 because the second group, it tries to donate 2 electrons. So the valency, it is 2. Whereas coming to third group, it tries to donate the 3 electrons present in their outermost shell. So this is called the valency of third group. 3 is the valency. Whereas coming to fourth group, that is the valency of the fourth group, 4. Whereas coming to fifth group, the fifth group contains in its outermost shell 5 electrons. So its valence is it 5? Because from first to fourth group, they are having 1, 2, 3 and 4 electrons. What they will do? They'll try to donate those electrons. First, 1 electron, it donate easily the first group elements. Second group elements, they'll donate 2 electrons. Whereas third group elements, they donate 3 electrons to get the stable electronic configuration. Whereas coming to fourth group, this fourth group, the valence, it is 4 because the outermost shell contains 4 electrons. These 4 electrons, the elements are having the 4 electrons, they'll share with other elements electrons to get the stable electronic configuration. They will not donate or they will not accept the electron. Instead of losing or gaining, they will share their electrons to possess the stable electronic configuration. Whereas coming to fifth group, it contains 5 electrons in their outermost orbit. But instead of donating the 5 electrons, they'll try to accept 3 more electrons because it requires 3 electrons only to get the to complete the octet, because it already contains 5 electrons and it accepts 3. So altogether it becomes 8 electrons. So the fifth group electronic configuration, it is again 3. Whereas sixth group, even the sixth group also, it accepts 2 electrons to get the stable electronic configuration. So we can calculate the valency by subtracting from 8 the group number, 8 minus the group number. That is called the valency of fifth group and sixth group. Whereas coming to seventh group also, 8 minus 7, that is equal to 1. That is the valency of seventh group is 1. The valency of sixth group is 2. The valency of fifth group is 3. Whereas coming to eighth group, it is 8 minus 8. It is 0. So there is no free electrons in the eighth group. Those are inert gases. From fifth group onwards, the valency, it is how many number of electrons that one accepted. That means we have to subtract from 8. 8 minus the number group number. That is called the valency. See here, first, second and third group elements, they lose their electrons. The outermost electrons 1, 2, 3, they lose their electrons to get the stable electronic configuration. Whereas coming to fourth group, it shares their electrons with other atoms of electrons. Whereas coming to fifth, sixth, seventh, they gain electrons. That means they accept the electrons from other elements, so to get the stable electronic configuration. This is the process to calculate the valency. Let us write the electronic configurations and the valency. We will calculate the valency for the first 20 elements. See here the empty periodic table, that is we will fill with the valency. I am filling the valencies here for first 20 elements. Hydrogen 1, helium 0, lithium 1 again. Just now we have seen the group number is its valency. So for hydrogen only one valence electron it is there. So the valency is 1. For helium 2 only electrons are there, but in single shell it is 2 electrons. It is completely filled that shell. So the valency it is 0. Whereas lithium again 1, beryllium 2, boron 3, carbon 4, and whereas coming to nitrogen, it is having 5 electrons in its outermost shell, because a fifth A group, so 5 electrons are there. So it accepts 3 electrons to get the stable electronic configuration. So the valence it is 3. And again oxygen, it accepts 2 more electrons to get the octet. So the valence it is 2. Whereas fluorine, it accepts 1 electron. So the valence it is 1. Whereas coming to neon, it is completely filled. So 8 minus 8 it is 0. Likewise, I have filled up to 20 elements. See here, there is a trend here. The elements are following a trend like all the groups. First A group, the valency it is 1. For second A group, the valency it is 2. Likewise, if we observe the period, we have seen here for first period here it is for hydrogen. It starts from 1. The valency it is for all the elements, it is starting from 1 and ending with 0. Each period, if we observe the valency, it is starting with 1 and ending with 0. For second group, see here, the valency is starting with 1 and ending with 0. But one more trend we can see here, that it is increasing from 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 4 it is increasing, and again it is decreasing to 0. Even for third period also, if we observe from 1 to 4, the valency it is increasing. When we have seen that across the period from left to right, the valency it is increasing up to 4, right? And then again it is decreasing to 0. If we observe in groups how the valency it is, the valency it is same throughout the group. For first A it is 1, so because the group number is also it is its valency. For second A it is 2, 2A, and 3A, 3, fourth A, 4. But again for fifth A, we know that it accepts 3 electrons. So 8 minus 5, it is 3, or else it accepts directly 3 electrons, so the valence it is 3. And again 6th A, 7th A and 8th A. 6th A 2, 7th A 1 and 8th A it is 0, because the inert gases, they are very stable, it is 0. So we have seen that a trend, it is following, the valence it is following a trend. We can say that the group number is equal to its valence. So in groups from top to bottom, the valence it is same, there is no change at all. But whereas in period, across the period from left to right, we can see that the valence it is increasing up to 4, but again it is decreasing to 0. So the valency in groups, if we observe that one, from top to bottom, the valency is same for all elements. Whereas in periods, from left to right, the valency increases from 1 to 4 and decreases to 0. This is the trend following like in groups and periods. The periodic property valency, that is same in group. There is no change in group from top to bottom. Whereas in period from left to right, there is an increase from 1 to 4, but after 4 it is decreases to 0. Let us see the summary. Today we learned about periodic properties. The properties exhibited by the elements are called periodic properties. Those are valency, atomic radius, ionization energy, electronegativity, electropositivity, electron affinity, and then metallic and non-metallic properties. And we have seen that how the valence it is trending in groups and periods. In groups, the valence it is same. There is no change from top to bottom. Whereas in periods from left to right, the valence it is increasing up to 4, and then again it is decreasing to 0. This is for today. Read the textbook. Thank you.